In the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. It's May 6, 5:44, Wednesday, 2020. I want to share my experience being stole by NASA, uh, indirectly through YouTube ideas and dreams, and that I tag CIA, FBI, and NASA, everything, Twitter, on YouTube, and about 60 hashtags. So, and even people who found the first one that was copied. So I have to go back. First of all, picture yourself that I've never had interested about stars. I had a problem with my eyes, and even when Angel told me in a dream, look the stars in about 2004, when I was fasting about all my life, and that's just how I grew up. And then this, and losing my health, I barely looked at it. Then on 5th of April, I had a dream, and the dream was it was a mix of two dreams. And the first one, I even tagged, the spirit made me do that, but I thought it was a joke first, but it's never a joke. I tag it, spatial agent find hidden bodies, new hidden bodies. And I changed it a week ago to the discovery, but I'm gonna put it. So in that dream, on 5th of April, I invite you to look at the description I'll put there, or in my channel. Basically, I tell the trajectory. That was it. It was a trajectory from a corner's house of my ex to a point which was, I walked. There was a police car, which is probably, the NASA satellite that passed. I passed after. I had a fish there, maybe Aquarius. I go north, which, by the way, it's all the three spot also prophetically, bro, because what works in one thing works in another one. That's how there is order in this, and a relationship. Walk in the mill, first Potter's house, walk in the mill, and third was Potter's field, where they put the bodies in the Bronx with coronavirus. So I thought, this might be new coronavirus. And then I say I go up, I see the trajectory, and then I go up, and a black guy comes and say, "You're scared, huh?" Because I was wanted for a fight, and I said I don't have time. So I go up. He was like a jail, and he had his minions behind, just like in jail. It was not too muscular. And then I see a guy. It was a Pythagorean triangular, and I said they wanted to give me a reward, and the guy said, "Look, the bodies are there behind, on the right of a guy." And I said there was a green wall, and there was a what do you call this? A theater, like I said, and with two pillars. Well, I was in Montreal, and if you look, theater in Montreal, it's Centaurs, and Centaurs constellation, and it's where they find the first, on the 23rd of April, many days later, first population. Now I had a dream days after I published this one, thinking, I said to the guys, listen, free some guys from jail. I put it in Ontario, Prime, Justin Trudeau, everybody. But then I see that I said, let me open a website. So I go Jesus News, Jesus Prophetic News, and it was owned by a woman. Then I got a dream that I buy some food. I go visit my family, which happened, and I bought some food. And I buy some food. I get out of the groceries. I put them. I see a cop car again, and then in meantime I had other dreams that you know help those who listen, but I don't know necessarily. So about the first one, but then I said I took another corner because of the cops. I go up on the stairs, but I come down, suddenly I'm in a park. I have my groceries bags on the table, and a woman comes and sits down next to me, and that's the woman Moray from that first thing. Now this is old, I put it in my channel, but please stand by, because just two has just happened that I put about a week or two ago, and it happened again. And some people that follow my channel, the first one got me into a depression. I start eating, and gained 10 pounds from fasting and praying to being sick. That day I slept like in a bubble. I said, God, I don't want nothing no more about this astronomy, these people steal. And God gave me a new one. I said, give me anything, give me some money, a prophetic sport or something. I don't want to mix with them no more. And that day he gives me a new one. The new one, I said, I have a new one, but I'm not gonna publish it. But 3 4 days later I did. And these were attracting always like 50 people, 100 people, 300 people a week or a day in those prophetic video. And I would put thumbnail about comments in asteroid, which I have a lot. By the way, I watch a Prophecies, but this is another thing. Now, I said that I was hitting, and it was like constant strike, and it did happen. These days played Evil Genius what was the other team? This Steelers or Robbers. And I see I was hiding behind, I said, a little rock kind of a box, which was only low. And I was hiding there, and I had the impression that I was in a Counter Strike, which is a gun game that now you can bet because there's coronavirus, there's no more sports. And I said, somebody was like, I'm at 11 o'clock at the other end of the room. It was dark, and I said I was hiding, and I heard a voice saying, they don't know that it's there. That I knew in the spirit, but I heard a voice saying, she shows tremendous patience or great patience, tremendous patience by hiding behind tremendous adverse force. So I thought it was a planet that they didn't know. But then I heard they didn't see it. Today just came that a 2-star, because they checked that, and I said, don't look what I'm gonna look, because I thought it's behind Saturn, or because God told me, and when I woke up I forgot it. He told me where it was, and he told me what it was. So I thought it's an asteroid. I haven't seen which is behind another one, but that doesn't make sense for people. I think now I know better in in astronomy. I don't think that doesn't make sense because they're moving anyways. And these stars hiding behind another one, and the third one that they found is the closest now of Earth, 1,000 light only compared to the other ones, millions of light. So that's the second one they stole. And I say, don't look what I'm gonna study. And I wanted to check Saturn and the planet I couldn't forgot behind, if it wasn't that bell, not the copper bell, but behind stuff. And I'm telling you, to mix that, I looked about astronomy, new movies, and I looked none other than black holes. For the simple reason I clubbed live one, and it was talking about black holes, and then I researched another one. I took notes. I say, why not start with that? And I think because of the 2-star, they checked it. They said, let's check it. I think they check it with the X-ray, or it's this third one that I spoke about, use X-ray, because in a galaxy, I said you cannot see with the gas, but look, and I thought it's Galileo. The third dream was a couple days later. I said I was in a galaxy, kind of dark in the street, not galaxy. And I said dogs were running out from east to west, the big ones. And then I see the owner. I had the bicycle, and he goes, and this, I think, I'm not sure if I looked after. No, I forgot it because I'm on the street for like 3 4 days, and I stopped studying that. And I said, I left the family, I closed the door. It goes like this. Felt back a sin because I closed the door, but anyways, I can't deal with them no more, the evil. And it goes, and I said, this is the owner of the dogs. But when you look at the things, the constellation, God shows it to me otherwise too. Just like Camelopardas, it was a man with his face between legs of a dead woman in the bed. It was a snuff movie. And then I see him, when he standed, it switched to a second one with blood here. In Camelopardas, there's a red star on the top, but it's not the giraffe with the camel. That doesn't make any sense. It's and I heard disgusting leopard, and that was this summer. Before 6 7 months later, I studied the stars, and that's why I know that if God so much pressed me dreams that I thought it's something else, that I thought it's something in my life, one sexual act in a year, and that happened, and I said in the masseurs, and I thought the ring bell before, and I thought, maybe it's a spy because RCMP or an agent came, say a code name to me, and I heard don't turn. I didn't, and he left. It was in the middle of nowhere, almost searching for his dog, Mika, the dog that I lost, I posted on YouTube. They stole me. Satan is from Vancouver that I called Mika, and then they came with my position. And hey, Mika, the dog goes. They steal it, and they show a phony picture of anything you can find online. I said I found the dog, but it's nobody. And they came and they said, oh, somebody said to them that somebody's mistreating something. I said, it's not theirs. I freaked out when I said, okay, what's the name of the dog? And they called the dog that I baptized the dog. I give the name the dog. Would you not? Like, whoa, you bought everything, the dog already attached to her. Thank God it was like a day, or it was 2 days. But, with my last $5, I buy the bowl, a new collar at the dollar store. It was rainy outside, It was disgusting, man. I bought a burger at the A&W. I give the burger, and after the first, she looks at me like, I had the dogs before, but very smart, and like, you're not gonna eat. And I look at the sky like I'm feeding with God, and she started to eat back, So go tell me that mistreating. I went to take a shower, and then I changed my mind. I went back to see the dog, and I picture her, and they very active. So she was like, and I posed that 5 seconds, mistreating my ass. They stole it. Because I was talking about how I sold my soul and now I didn't want. So all the kinds of piece of shit. And I talk about that's the beast of Revelation, because it came out of nowhere. And I'm telling you, that's the beast, but it's gonna die very soon, man. Just like a dog like this. If it was a puppy, pure breed, it's gonna die soon. And now, and I post after in the RCMP, and they're like, oh, lots of dogs, where's the puppy? Somebody asked. And I hate that crap. My best friend is an RCMP detective. I hate that shit, because I defended myself. There was woman bums involved, and all this gives me bad reputation. But yeah, I was the best artist in my field, painting and all his stories. So who gives a damn? Who are you if I'm a prince to hit me when I'm blind and I cannot develop because of my damn eye? Try to keep that eye open for 20 years. I'll see how you're doing before you fed yourself even here. And I'll give you all this intelligence that nobody has, and go in another country, start to speak English alone. I'll see how you're doing. And then you cannot talk or show your work in case copycats and all that crap. Until when? And when you go, it's just gay at the galleries, no more like the last ones, Picasso and all this. Now it's all gays. It was not like this before. And they're like, okay, let's do it, but let's sleep together first. Wow, what? They were all like this in Toronto. Wish I had stayed in Montreal. So the third one is after that, the little dog passed, and it was all color. It's not important no more, but I call it Galileo Galileo. And then I take it. A Chinese comes to my right. Now it's the Chinese that discover a woman, but then she takes it. I'm saying nothing. She goes in front. I'm like, why I'm behind her? I'm a leader, so like I'm not following nobody but Jesus, right? So I said, why am I behind her? Because I was forced to walk behind. And I said a guy came on his right, and that's the search. Now, in that article posted today, that one too, of intermediate speculative black holes, a guy comes to my right. I say, hey, she turns back, I want the dog. And a guy comes to my right. People start to follow my channel. And I said, hey, this is my dog. I took it, but she took it after. I found it first. So I said, I'm going to bring it to the owner. So she agrees. She gives it to me back. We walk with the guy, the intermediate. And I said, I walk with the guy. At that time, I didn't say intermediate. I said, the guy that stood for me. I said, maybe one of you. And I said, they were following. And I'm like, why are they following? That's evil, right? You're not following people without telling. So I wanted to keep the dog, but they follow. So I said, okay, so I continue. And before I did like this, I tried to enter a building for a theater. And then I went out, and then this dog came like this, came the street, and then we went up and entered back. So it's like a circle. Anyways, I go and I say, go up to the guy. And he goes up, and he said, he went a bit, and he said, it's locked. I check all this constellation. I say, Orion maybe, then all this. I start to study. There's a cancer. The woman come as a cancer, not because she's Chinese, but it was behind you like a cancer chasing and trying to steal. And then the dogs, the big dog, the small dogs before that, and it ended up to the head of Leo's constellation. And I said, check that one. Maybe the Galileo Galileo was 2 satellites. They lost 5 and 6. So So I said maybe they're there. I published without trying to look, because the devil push. I sold my soul, but I don't follow him. But I still have this push almost. So I push, and I looked at it an hour later, and they found those satellites. I looked, two are inactive, so I jumped to the conclusion no, but they found it. It's just two are inactive, and I don't know if it's them. But I said, and when the dog, I took it, I said, Galileo, Galileo. 2 days later, they didn't find me. What happened? Army Canadian drops in Galileo between Greece and a NATO one. Galileo Galileo satellite is a search and rescue satellite by the millimeter compared to GPS, which is by 1 meter. And that would have been solved. That would have been found. God would have let me know, hey, two of you, and 5 and 6 people, just like in the dream, died. And the door was closed when I sent him. He came back, just a 2-star. He said the door is locked. That helicopter dropped. It was locked, and they lost contact. So 2 days later, I see that in the news when I go down visit my mom. I didn't for many times, and she watched about coronavirus, and it shows in the news. I say, oh, that's the thing. It's not the satellite. I told her, oh no, it's not satellites there, because I saw it after I told you in the night. You were sleeping. I was studying that satellites, but it's still there, because God told me don't wipe, or don't rewrite, don't wipe. So usually I leave it, because even though I'm wrong, I'm right. uh, Interpretation, because sometimes God doesn't let me know, but he uses as a messenger. So I hope I'm doing the prayer, which is the will of God. I cannot say don't give me no more now, God, about these kind of studies, even if I looked. As long as I don't have a place, a desk, a situation where when I can find things, and it will be my name, and and have whatever rewards, I can use that for missions of Jesus and whatever I want to do. The other ones by themselves, a subterranean heated pool, well, let me use it for good. Why would they be scared of a pastor that goes there, they work with Intel, or they work there because they're scared that I'm gonna go walk the door and I say, everybody, you need to convert now, and scream. uh, you know it's if you're scared about God, man, that's your trouble. That's your trouble. You shouldn't be scared about God. You should stop all the work you're doing. So again, I think it has to do again with two intermittent black holes. The article is very long. I'm gonna put all the articles, all the videos about this, and I hope I'm done with this. I'm no more interested being stolen. That's the one of the worst feeling in my life. When you find something and somebody comes and check your notes, like you're hanging out in the window, like this YouTube and stuff, and they come and they steal. That's the worst thing, man. Shame on them. That's very disgusting. Like, that's what you deserve, and you should eat it right away, man. And God, bring the vengeance upon the earth, man, for this thing at least. Thunder, motherfucker.